Chapter 34 of Wonder, titled Seeing August. I never used to see August the way that other people saw him. I knew he didn't look exactly normal, but I didn't really understand why strangers seemed so shocked when they saw him. Horrified, sickened, scared. There are so many words I can use to describe the looks on people's faces. For a long time, I didn't get it. I would just get mad. Mad when they stared. Mad when they looked away. What the heck are you looking at? I'd say to people, even grown-ups. Then, when I was about 11, I went to play with Grans in Montauk for 4 weeks while August was having his big jaw surgery. This was the longest I'd ever been away from home, and I have to say, it was so amazing to suddenly feel free of all the stuff that made me so mad. No one stared at Grans and me when we went to town to buy groceries. No one pointed at us. No one even noticed us. Grans was one of those grandmothers who would do anything for their grandkids. She would run into the ocean if I asked her to, even if she had nice clothes on. She would let me play with her makeup and didn't mind if I used it on her face to practice my face painting skills. She would take me for ice cream even if we hadn't eaten dinner yet. She'd draw chalk horses on the sidewalk in front of her house. One night while we were walking back from town, I told her that I wished I could live with her forever. I was so happy there. I think it might have been the best time of my life. Coming home after 4 weeks felt very strange at first. I remember very vividly stepping through the door and seeing August running over to welcome me home. And for this tiny fraction of a moment, I saw him not the way that I'd always seen him, but the way that other people see him. It was only a flash, an instant while he was hugging me, so happy that I was home. But it surprised me because I'd never seen him like that before. And I'd never felt like what I was feeling before, either. A feeling I hated myself for having for a moment. But as he was kissing me with all his heart, all I could see was the drool coming down from his chin. And suddenly there I was, like all those people who would stare and look away, horrified, sickened, and scared. Thankfully, that only lasted for a second. The moment I heard August laugh, his raspy little laugh, it was over. Everything was back to the way it had been before. But it had opened a door for me, a little peephole. On the other side of the peephole were two Augusts, the one I saw blindly and the one that other people saw. I think the only person in the world I could have told any of this to was Grans, but I didn't. It was too hard to explain over the phone. I thought maybe when she'd come for Thanksgiving I would tell her. But just 2 months after I stayed with her in Montauk, my beautiful Grans died. It was so completely out of the blue. Apparently she checked herself into the hospital because she had been feeling nauseous. Mom and I drove out to see her, but it's a 3-hour drive from where we live, and by the time we got to the hospital, Grans was gone. A heart attack, they told us, just like that. It's so strange how one day you can be on this earth and the next day not. Where did she go? Will I ever see her again? Or is that a fairy tale? You see movies and TVs where people receive horrible news in hospitals. But for us, with all of our trips to the hospital with August, there had always been good outcomes. What I remember most from the day Grans died is Mom literally crumbling to the floor in slow, heaving sobs, holding her stomach like someone who had just punched her. I've never ever seen Mom like that. I've never heard sounds like that come out of her, even through all of August's surgeries. Mom always put on a brave face. My last day in Montauk, Grans and I had watched a sunset on the beach. We had taken a blanket to sit on, but it had gotten chilly, so we wrapped it around us and cuddled and talked until there wasn't even a sliver of sun left over the ocean. And then Grans told me said she had a secret to tell me. She loved me more than anyone in the world. Even August, I asked. She smiled and stroked my hair like she was thinking about something to say. I love Augie very, very much, she said softly. I can still remember her Portuguese accent, the way she rolled her R's. But he has many angels looking out for him already, Via, and I want you to know that you have me looking out for you, okay? I want you to know that you are my number one. You are my... She looked out into the ocean and spread her hands out like she was trying to smooth the waves. You are my everything. You understand me, Via? Tu es muy todo. I understood her, and I know why she said it was a secret. Grandmothers aren't supposed to have favorites. Everyone knows that. But after she died, I held on to that secret and let it cover me like a blanket.